You carry an ashen fern, as did the hunters of old. It is a traditional offering for the first Ashcan, who taught us how to use it to mask our scent. Place it on the cairn if you have come to pay your respects. We seek silence and little else. The open path, a stiff breeze, the crunch of lava stone beneath our feet, the sighing heat of the fire river. There is no greater wealth, no greater comfort. Outsiders bring nothing but noise and sorrow. In their hearts, yes. In their minds, no. The other Ashlanders busy themselves with prophecy and war. Eyes always on the horizon and never on their feet. But that matters little. As long as they leave us alone, we remain content.
Truly? You threaten us with a broken weapon? Very well, Outlander. Time to... Wait. This is an exile's weapon. A gift? Place it near the cairn, slowly. We speak death for the enemies of the Ashlanders. The Velothi people face threats on all sides. Beasts, Daedra, house scum, while the Zainab and Ahumusa and Urshalaku pray and gather roots. We hunt and kill. We keep the Ashlanders safe. The tribe shows mercy when it suits us. For example, you still have your tongue. The Wastes do not suffer fools, Noir. Nor do we.
What is that you carry? A jeweled cuttle. A worthy offering, to be sure. Place it before the cairn. There is little to learn. We put on no airs. We have no taste for secrets. Only hard work matters. The other tribes burden themselves with resentments and sour traditions. Not us. We speak little. Our labors speak for us. Hunting, mining, droving. Any task that brings prosperity to the tribe. Work brings abundance. Laziness brings death. That is the law of the Wastes.
Bones? Most outsiders would honor Lamarck with useless baubles and incense. Your gift shows wisdom. Place it before the cairn. We sing the truth songs. The truth of the three blasphemers, and the Daedra, and the Nerevarine. The houses hate us most of all. Because we do not forget the truth of Nerevar. We know that the tribunal will pass like wood smoke, driven away by the raging winds of the Incarnate. Vec, Sothasil, and the Madwife know this as well. They seek to silence us, but they always fail.
You surprise me, outsider. All here assembled say you are both brave and courteous, a hero worthy of praise. Yet, I still sense a hidden motive. You showed us respect, so I will do the same by asking you directly. What really brings you to Aldrin? I do not know this name, Haleron, but there is an ancestral tomb nearby. It hides among the rocks to the west, beyond the fire river we call Grura. I would not go there, outsider. Tombs are like guars. Left untended, they grow wild and feral. No, but I have heard their cries. The spirits that dwell there sound anguished. They have a story to tell, I think. They long to be remembered. I'm sorry, but I have no ear for their tales. My basket is already full of the Ashlanders' troubles.
That was some first-rate diplomacy. You're practically a clan friend already. I saw you speaking to the wise woman. What did she say? No surprise there. Without communion, our ancestors grow agitated. We Dark Elves tend to be prickly in life. We're doubly so in death. I have to know if the tomb belongs to my family, but I'm in no great hurry to cut down the spirits of my ancestors. Would you? What a relief. Take this sash. It bears the Haleron family crest. If the spirits lurking in the tomb are of Haleron blood, they'll recognize it. It might not keep them from attacking, but it should convince them that your motives are pure. Anything that could prove it's my family's tomb. Seals, engravings, anything. You could also try talking to the spirits. The tablet I found referred to someone named Dranath, a family patriarch. Perhaps you'll find him inside. 3 protect you.
Halt, outsider! You bear our crest, but your blood runs dry as ash. You are no Haleron. If you come as a friend, prove your intent, pay homage, or join us in death. We were nomads once. It was Saint Velof's doing. He taught our hearts to wander. In those days, the first Ashkans called me brother. We gave our hearts to the ash, to the mountains. We linked arms with the other tribes and hunted the great Scar. With my spear, I struck the final blow. All of Velof's children embraced in triumph. Then, everything changed. After Scar fell, my people cried out for the quiet life. With crops and strong houses, we silenced our Velothi hearts and settled beside the Fire River. Scar provided with chitin and meat. We thrived. There was peace for a time, then bloodshed. The first Ashkans grew old and died. New Ashkans took their place, with souls dark as pitch. They painted their faces and slaughtered us, with our home and history lost. The last of the Halerans left the wastes in silence. You've paid your respects and listened, even as my family tries to kill you. Your heart is pure. Come, find me in my tomb. I will speak with you there. I sometimes forget the courage and vigor of the flesh. The years harden us, make us cold and suspicious. On behalf of my family, I beg your forgiveness. What brings you to our forsaken tomb? Yours is the only living heart that knows our sad tale. Truly? The Hleron name survives? Then there is hope for our house after all. You must take my spear and deliver it to this Drellith. As long as a member of my house carries that spear, the strength of the Hleron lives on. Yes, tell him that Aldrin was, is, and forever shall be our home. So long as my house lives in exile, the spirits that haunt this tomb shall never know peace. Drellith must claim his share of this land. The children of Ash may have forgotten our name, but they will not have forgotten that spear, the weapon that slew the great Emperor Crab. Their wise women and far seers will know its power. If he brandishes the spear, they will listen.
Tread carefully in our camp, Outlander. You may walk among us as a guest, but you are not Velothi.
You're back. Just in time, too. The Ashlander's mood has soured since you set out. I'm not sure how much longer I can linger here. Tell me, did you find anything in the tomb? Is this... By the three, this is Calderas, the Hleron Spear of Myth. I've seen illustrations, but I never thought I'd hold it in my hands. Remarkable. Did my ancestor say why he wanted me to have it? So my ancestors fought alongside the Ashlanders to bring down the great Emperor Crab. Unbelievable. But what happened to them? Why did they vanish? Yes, in the shadow of Scar, we found our home. There are few things more sacred than a dead hero's wish. I will see our home rebuilt, our tomb restored. I will honor my ancestors. House Hlaaran owes you a great debt, my friend. Thank you. Wise mothers, I apologize for my haste earlier. I was simply desperate to reunite with my ancestors.
That spear, I sense... Where did you come by it?
Our mutual friend found it in my family's tomb. It belonged to my ancestor, Dranoth Hlaaran.
Dranoth? Wise one, isn't that...
Yes, the unsung, wiped from our history when he led his kin away from the Velothi path.
You know him then? Dranoth battled Scar alongside your people, didn't he? He used this spear to fell the beast.
Yes, Dranoth's kin, your kin, were once clan friends. When Dranoth left the path, our Ashkan slaughtered him and his people. A sin that still haunts us. We rarely speak of it.
Perhaps we can make amends. I have no quarrel with the tribes, but my ancestors have claim here. Aldrin is our home.
Absolutely not. The houses claim our land, our livelihoods. They will not take Scar from us as well.
Farseer, I have no desire to displace anyone. I will welcome the Velothi people to my table. Your pilgrimages, your cairns, your celebrations, all will remain as it is. You have my word.
The sins of your great houses do not wash away the unsung's claim. The Velothi people honor the past, even when it is inconvenient. Settle here if you wish, son of Dranoth. I only pray that Scar is big enough for both of us.
Thank you, Wise One. You honor me and my ancestors. I vow to show your people equal respect. Convincing the Ashlanders to let my family settle here will take some doing, but I will follow their customs to the letter, just like you did. I'm certain I can make this work. Thanks again, friend.
You helped bring this Fetcherfly into our home. Whatever he and his Redoran overseers do here shall be your doing as well. I pray that you choose your friends wisely.
Did you know that the Dark Elves make jelly out of screams? You'd think bug jelly would taste awful, but spread it on bread and oh, it's divine. Me? Going to a tomb? No, that's what Narcissus Dren does. He's the explorer. I'm just the hired help. I'm surprised he's not here yet. I could have sworn that old scroll said Veloth tomb, but I suppose it could have been Dreloth. Oh, there are lots of tombs. You can't swing a dead mammoth without hitting the resting place of some dark elf ancestor. Vvardenfell is overflowing with the things. Anyway, I guess I'll head over to the Dreloth tomb and see if Narcissus is there.
For the 80th time, help is on the way. I've received assurances from House Redoran. They will handle this trouble in the mine. You need only be patient.
Patient? The foreman just dragged another egg hand out of the mine and he's worse than the rest. This is on your head, Mobana.
I presume you've come here seeking work? I'm afraid the mine may be closed for some time yet. Not too long, of course. Anyway, feel free to stay as long as your coin purse allows. Our innkeeper will no doubt appreciate the business. Some of our egg hands have fallen ill. We've elected to keep them in the mines until we find the source of the sickness. Just a precaution, mind you. Surveyors from House Redoran should be arriving any minute to, you know, survey. Trapped? No, don't be absurd. It's not as if they're itching to leave. Look, House Redoran will sort this out. Speak to Foreman Lothdar if you have other questions. He's just over there, by the mine entrance. I have other matters to attend to.
Wait, don't shut me out. I have different songs I can sing. Think of the miners. Damned fanatics. They've no respect for the craft. Are you here to mock me too? Here to pile yet another indignity upon my well-sculpted shoulders? Do your worst! These damned dark elves cast me out. I went to them, lute in hand, to offer my aid, and they mocked me. Me! Vigard the Sparrow! They don't realize I can heal the miners with the power of music. I don't have all the details. Something about cursed music? That brute Lathdar cast me out when I tried to ply my trade at the mine. Uncultured simpleton. He doesn't understand the restorative power of song. Music can only be conquered by music. Oh, gods, no. I'm not about to set foot in that mine. What happens if I hear this music and the melody catches my ear, Such a cursed tune might meddle with my own creative genius. I follow my own unique muse, friend. I'm no plagiarist.
What is it?
Flask and say a prayer and mountains about to explode. Have a drink, but be aware it's doom.
If you hadn't stopped the Covenant from summoning Sadal, we'd all be dead.
Drink all your cares away. Who wants to die with a thirst? Die with a thirst. A fiery flint, amidst the smoke and ash. Drain the flask of whiskey, we'll be...
Problem as promised, Lord Thonlin. But we need to hire protection if the ruin is as infested as you say.
I would employ ghost hunters who can't hunt ghosts. Just find your help and get to work before I change my mind.
If only all spirits could be dealt with by simply slashing away at them.
I'm going to take a moment to make an assumption. You're somewhat versed in fighting, or at the very least defending yourself. It's your aura and the swagger that give it away. Are you looking for work by chance? My outfit specializes in spirit intervention, investigating hauntings and putting lingering spirits to rest. Spirits aren't always welcoming, though. In cases like our current job, we need someone to watch our backs. We're to cleanse a malicious presence on lands recently acquired by our employer. I know very little about the area, other than the Ashlanders think it's cursed. Whatever the presence is, it likely won't sit idle while we exorcise it. Hence, you. Our destination is an old fortress far to the north, accessible only by a small pass in the mountains. There's an Ashlander camp outside of it where we'll be stopping for supplies. We may find out more from them. The friendly gentleman talking to us earlier, Lord Thonlin, that's our employer. He just purchased a writ for the land the fortress sits on. Says he got it rather cheap, too. I imagine the spirit infestation must have lowered the price a bit. First, we figure out why they linger. Is it a cursed relic binding them? Vengeance for a wrongful death? Looking to say goodbye to a loved one? It's always different. Once we figure that out, it's easier to get them to move on. I can't say it's always been perfect, but my group's the best at what we do. We even guarantee that our client will be fully satisfied or their money back. Won't find other ghost hunters offering that, I promise. I doubt Lord Thonlin knows any more than us. Knowing the type of person our employer is, he likely viewed this deal as too good to pass up and left it at that. Not big on details, that one. This team here? This team's the best ghost hunting team in all of Tamriel. We all have a special connection with the realm of the dead in one way or another. It helps us communicate and problem solve when it comes to spirits. Near-death experiences. Cast a lightning spell while wading in water? Could put you one step into the great beyond. There's just something about having one foot in the grave that ghosts relate to. Well, then maybe we should talk when we're done. You could round out our group. We're always looking for a little muscle. We thought Shars knew how to fight. I mean, just look at his arms, but he's a pacifist, so, oh well.
Greetings, fellow traveler of whatever town we're in. Speak to me as a friend, for that is what we shall become. That is, unless you have darkness in your heart, then we will part as the greatest of enemies. For I only mingle with those pure. Righteous? I know. It is the many years I've studied underneath the tutelage of the noblest and most honorable of lords and ladies. My teachers would give their food to the hungry, their money to the poor, their clothes to the naked. They were. So much so they ended up on the streets with no home, no money, and no food. But they had purity in their hearts, and that's what was important. Until they caught the plague, then most of them died. But they died with honor.
Balara Nama I, traveler. May the spirits walk among you as an ally, and your shadow never stray from your feet. It is the language of my people's religion and beliefs. It dates back to ancient times when the true gods were worshipped, when mortals and immortals lived side by side as equals. It's very old. I can tell you more about it, for a donation, of course. You have a valid point. I suppose I have to stay competitive or risk letting this old, grand religion fall into total obscurity. The name of our religion is so ancient that the mortal tongue cannot speak its name, but it holds the secrets of divinity. Its true followers long ago achieved perfection and left this world behind. Most of their teachings are lost to time. I found their lost archives and scrolls. Just a fraction of the truth, traveler, but enough. The path of perfection is open to me, and you may follow it. For another small donation, I can give you a copy of the holy texts. Ask me when we return.
I don't have time to speak to strangers, stranger. I need to get these imbeciles moving so I can get my property back.
Can't you hear it? The song, it's all wrong. We have to fix it.
Bah. Fresh air's not going to do the trick, boss. Whatever's down there has still got a grip on him.
It plays and plays. But the chords are wrong. Don't you see? It has to be right. It has to be perfect.
Thogbruf nearly bit my hand off when we pulled him out of the mine. I've never seen him like this. Poor bastard.
Well, it's about damn time. You daffy House Redoran types have... Wait, you're not House Redoran? Ah, should have known better. You'd best move on, stranger. This mine's cursed. It'll snatch you up just like poor Thogbruf if you aren't careful. Sorry for growling and moping. We've just been waiting for these damned Redoran surveyors so long. Kind of lost hope, you know? My egg hands are in buckets of trouble. Some strange noise is turning their brains to pudding, driving the Kwama mad too. It's put a hex on them. They won't budge. They just pace and hum and blubber like idiots. Practically had to beat Thogbruf senseless to drag them out here. Oh, something in that noise, that song. It's got them by the beards and won't let go. Mara's mercy. Thank you, friend. I'm supposed to wait until the Redoran surveyors show up, but to Sovngarde with that. I want my people home safe. Do what you need to do, but don't stay in there long. I don't want that song to claim you too. Well, it's barely a song. It's just a mash of notes, you know? It crawls up behind your eyeballs and makes you dizzy, paranoid. I've been working in these mines for years, and I've never heard the like. Might have something to do with all the quakes. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but Red Mountain's been pretty ornery lately. We've been dealing with minor cave-ins for weeks. Could be that one of those tremors uncovered something it shouldn't have.
The song is calling. You hear it, don't you? I can see it behind your eyes. Swimming in there. Can you see the melody? The harmony? Please, you have to see it. A song. The song. Do you see how it shimmers? Do you see its tones, its colors? It should help make things clear, make things whole, but it doesn't. It doesn't. It has to be fixed. Open your ears. You have to find it. The melody. It's shattered and hidden. You see? Tucked away in the noise, but it's there. It has to be. It has to be.
It's not time yet. It should be quiet. It should be sleeping. Damn groundquakes. Must have been. What are you? No! I can't leave. Not yet. I tried to follow the foreman. I did. But it won't let me. Not until everything is as it should be. Not until everything is perfect. Yes! Yes, the song! You've heard it. I can tell. It should be quiet. It isn't ready. It isn't perfect. But someone interfered. The ground shook and... Oh, the meddling! They broke it! They ruined it! Yes, yes, but not one of us. No, it's a tinkerer, a meddler, poking around and breaking things, soiling them. He has to be punished. Yes, the song has to be pure, has to be perfect. If not, the consequences... Oh, the consequences!
Dead and gone just like the rest. The song made it happen. Made them do it. Quama, Breton, Queen, Egghand, all the same. All just meat. They killed her. Killed their own queen. Do you see what it does? What it's doing? Broken. All broken. Just the mind for now. But soon, everywhere. It's spun out of control. Can't you feel it? It echoes and grows. Echoes and grows. Soon it'll be too loud for the mind to contain. Everyone will hear it. Everyone. And then... No! We have to fix it. Has to be fixed. Has to be perfect.
really thought I had it that time. Curse you, you buzzing hunk of junk! This is spite, isn't it? I'm sorry I broke you, alright? Oh, I should never have touched this damn thing. Stupid Revis. Just have to tinker with everything, don't you? Gracious! You nearly gave me a heart attack. You're a Redoran enforcer, aren't you? Look, I'm near to fixing this thing, I promise. Wait, how are you not a mumbling imbecile? Don't bother answering. I can't hear a thing. Ears are plugged, see? Civilize? Oh dear, you're just as mad as the others, aren't you? Look, try to focus. This resonator is broken. I need to set these dials to the correct sequence, but I can't hear the tones. Are you aware of any sequence it could be set to? Just nod. Excellent, he said, expecting the worst. Just turn these dials until you think they're in the correct sequence. That lever there seems to execute the pattern. I'm sure that if the dials are in the correct position, something will happen. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be of much use. Even if I could hear the tones, I wouldn't know how to arrange them. You must have heard or seen something on your trip down here, right? Clues of some kind? Just try to remember. Well, I'm not sure how a Kwama leg gland could help us, but you certainly get points for creativity. Hey, I just had an idea. Maybe one of these Kwama egg hands could help. They're in poor condition, but they might hum or mumble something useful. What? Oh, it's a tonal resonator. Very powerful and very, very broken. I'll be happy to tell you all about it once you've fixed it. We're on a bit of a timetable. No offense, but I think the tonal stimuli have already made you a bit scattered. Something's happening. I think you got it. Yes, that's it. It's working. I hope.
What happened? Come on. Let's get out of here!
Ha! See? Everything worked out! I have a small camp set outside of this room. We can talk there. Ah, the hero of the hour. You have my deepest thanks and most heartfelt compliments. The fact that you fixed it in your clearly addled condition. Exemplary work. Just exemplary. Seems like it's quieted down. I do hope it stays that way. I can offer little more than a guess. When you corrected the melody, the resonator returned to a dormant state. Some kind of slumbering function to conserve energy, maybe. What matters is that it's quieted down. Thank goodness. Oh dear, I hope so. Their exposure was fairly limited. If they had remained for another day, though, difficult to say. Please, let the foreman know how truly sorry I am. If there's anything I can do to help, feel free to call on me at my tower. I do wish I could have done a more thorough study of the resonator. What do you think they would do with such a device? Enslavement, perhaps? No. not enslavement. That's too obvious. Please, after all you've done, I'd say you're entitled to ask me several somethings. A dwarven resonator. A tonal amplification device meant to alter thought patterns. That's my hypothesis, anyway. Well, not slavery in the conventional sense. The tone wouldn't compel the listeners to work so much as it would make working a source of profound pleasure. So the workers would be eager to work, you see? They might have even paid for the privilege. Well, again, slavery is a clumsy description. It's more like a transaction. Labor in exchange for brief, pleasurable sensations. Much like the skooma trade. I guess that's not much better than slavery, is it? Of course, this is all just conjecture. I hail from House Telvanni, a house obsessed with magical antiquity. We suffer from a peculiar need to tinker with, well, everything. I won't make excuses. I knew there were risks, but honestly had no idea that the miners would be exposed. Of course not. I've spent years surveying this ruin. I took so many